Hey y'all, Beer Bros Golf Show, back at it again. I am Rod.
And I'm Marcus.
Hope y'all are doing okay this week. How's you had the NFL game playing in the background?
Kansas City is up 10. It was 16-6. They're in control. I mean, the Giants are
Yeah,
pretenders
yeah, I saw
anyway,
it.
so
Yeah, I saw it when it was 6-6, and I was like, oh Lord, okay. All
yeah.
right, so your boy has a different background every week now. We are in Hanoi, Vietnam this week. I get to play my first round in like 3 weeks. It's been rainy season here in Asia. So getting to battle through, power through, and play a nice little round tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Golf this week, we only really had one league going, DP World Tour, which actually they had a pretty thrilling finish. I don't know if you got to see it live. I did. I was thankful that I got to watch it down the stretch. How about you?
Yeah. We had it on in the shop this morning. I actually got a chance to watch golf at a golf club today, yesterday. We watched College Game Day pre-show up until there was football on, and that was for 3.5 hours of my shift. So glad to have
Wow.
actually watched golf at the golf
Yeah.
club today.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since LPGA rained out. They got to play
Right.
Friday. It was a 3-day event and got to play Friday. So I think that's also, I hate, that's probably part of the reason I dislike Live. I dislike the old man tour.
Yeah.
I hate these shortened events that the LPGA does. Like if you had a Thursday, Friday around, you would have been able to call it an official tournament, right? But the fact that they were only able to get 18 in
Right.
limits it. So the course looked beautiful on Friday. I was watching some highlights on YouTube. The course
Yeah.
looked beautiful. Clearly by Saturday and Sunday, course was gone. I mean, river creeks overflowing and unplayable. But I mean, just we talked about it, and I posted a video from our discussion actually a couple weeks ago about kind of the tough year that the LPGA is having. We have so many different winners. We have no duplicate winners. We don't have Nelly Corda on the board this year. We have Gino, who's got one, but then choked it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Um, it's been a bit of a tough year, and then you have a rain out event, which when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, there's not many events on any pro tour that gets rained out. Maybe time to shift this event from Arkansas to a different time of the year. I mean, rain does seem to affect it pretty often. But tough year for LPGA, and to me, I'm just reflecting on how little I've watched this year. I mean, I've watched a fair amount. Don't get me wrong, but last year was pretty exciting, all things considered, compared to this year. What are your thoughts? I know you've had a couple weeks, since we initially talked about does the LPGA need Nelly to thrive, to be a competitor and reach its highest potential? Where are you at with this at this point?
I mean, yeah, they do just because of the views, but as far as the actual product and the level of golf that's being played, no. I mean, they're still very elite golfers. I mean, different talent is emerging. I mean, like we said, this is the year of the Japanese. I mean, there's been so much good golf coming from that area of the world. They've showed up and showed out. Major winner, multiple time, two majors. Saigo won one, Yamashita won one, and then the regular season as well. So I don't. I mean, again, this is such a weird subject to discuss because of the again, it's a niche sport as we've mentioned many times before, and the fact that we enjoy this sport makes it a little bit different than you know for the casual watcher, the casual fan, the guy that's just
Right.
getting into it, the gal that's just getting into it. I just got my top flight set, I just got my Craigslist set, whatever. They're kind of like, what are the popular people? Okay, why are they not playing well? Well, I mean, it's golf. Golf is never the same every week. It's never the same every day. That's why you don't
Right.
have guys shooting 62, 62, 62, 61. But again, I get like why it means so much to the tour and why we need a dominant star, but I think it's different, bro. I don't think the LPGA needs that. I think because the LPGA is such a global tour, I think the versatility and the randomness of it is actually paying dividends to the reach. I think it's
Yeah.
reaching more audiences because more people are winning. Now, as far as if you like tunnel visioning in, it being like, American based and stuff like that, well, I think that yes, Nelly needs to be in the forefront. She needs to be in the future featured groups like she was on Friday, and she looked pretty
Yeah.
dang good. This wasn't really making putts. And just as a small tangent, watching Rory on let's see, not the Irish Open, but the BMW, just watching him play,
Right.
like you see like the minute difference between being a good putter and a great putter. Like a Luke Donald in his prime while he was a number one golfer, he was draining putts. But then you
Right.
have Rory, who's a good putter, burning edges, an inch out. Pace is
Yeah.
great, line is great for the most part, but just not making actual putts. So
Yeah.
it's just
And it is a huge difference. It's
right,
small, but it makes a difference in the results.
literally.
Because we know he's an elite ball striker, right?
Right. And so I think that's kind of like what's happening with Nelly. Like, because again, like we've alluded to, her actual scoring average is lower this year than it was last year. And it just doesn't matter because she's not making key putts and clutch putts like she was doing last year when she won 7 times and then 5 weeks in a row or 5 events in a row. So it's an unfortunate
Yeah.
situation for Nelly, but again, she's not even 30. It doesn't seem like she's officially tied down to somebody or submitted with some dude. So she's got time to grind, and there's still plenty of weeks left in this season for her to make, pay off what's been going on. And she seems pretty positive about it still. So
Yeah, she's trending. I would agree that with that she's been playing better as of late, but unfortunate. And it seems like she's definitely added more events to her schedule,
yeah,
especially at the end of the year. I mean, last year she took some pretty significant breaks, especially after that early season run. We saw not a lot of Nelly at the tail end of last year. So for her to add in this Northwest Arkansas Open, it's pretty significant. Even though they weren't able to complete the tournament. But
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, half
I'm
hurt and
go
stuff
ahead.
too, but half hurt.
So
I mean, last year she had the injury, she
yeah,
had the dog bite, the neck thing. So even despite her, cooking, the second part is remember she missed like the first Asian
the
swing
Dacian.
because
Yeah,
of the dog bite. Then her neck was tensing up. So she missed, the
right.
East Coast swing or whatnot. Yeah, so she had a big lead. Oh my goodness. October they're going back over. They're going back over there. So they're going
Right, right.
they go Hawaii, then China, then Korea, and then Malaysia.
So that's
Wow,
before the CME Globe or after?
that's before. They still have
Wow.
Japan first week, and then they have the Annika, and then they have the Tour Championship. Tour Championship is not until November 20th through the 23rd, the week before Thanksgiving.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so
Well,
they
that's
have
cool for me because
they.
so now it's local. I'll get to see it in real time. I know you love the back when I was stateside, and you love the late night golf, so it's perfect
Oh yeah,
for
10
you to
p.m.
get that
live
in.
golf. Oh, we're loving it. It's gonna be great. Hawaii's gonna be funny because I think they're doing the I think it's Wednesday through Saturday.
Yeah,
If I remember
I think that's
correctly.
how it's. I think that's how it's been in here recently. The last couple of years that they've played out there.
Let's
So
see.
that's cool.
Yeah, Wednesday through Saturday, and then they literally fly out that next week and go to Japan and go to China. But I'm guessing if you're, I mean, that makes sense though. You think about it again, just skewed views. You're thinking about it from like America, and you're like, dang, bro, they flying from America to China, but Hawaii's already halfway across the Pacific, and then it's probably like what
Yeah,
12 to 15 hours from there to get to
if
mainland
that.
China. So yeah, it shouldn't even be that bad. So yeah,
Yeah,
I guess that was great logistics for them.
better planning than they've done in the past. So we'll
Yeah, for
take it.
sure.
All right, so let's keep it rolling. Let's talk about the DP World Tour, and then we'll go into Ryder Cup stuff. So DP World Tour, saw Michael Kim holding on 18, sinking a pretty significant par putt
Yeah,
to close it out. And so I didn't want to jump ahead, but that reminded me a little bit because I think it's so hard matching up those different aspects of your game where good ball strikers typically are not our best putters. You know,
hmm
we saw that with Scotty Scheffler for the longest time, and he's,
yeah,
worked out the putter situation since then. Michael Kim, up and down with his irons. When he's going, like, I think he's one of, like, the results don't always pay off, but I think he's a really decent ball striker, clearly, to be a pro. There's levels, right? We know there's levels to
yeah,
the ball striking, but putting, I think the man is elite, and so he showed it off in the clutch to win in France. His first win in 7 years, and the first American to win this event in I think it was 53 years. So it's been a long dry gap, but actually
jeez,
a pretty competitive leaderboard. They had native co of France competing up there. Had Brooks Koepka who faded in the last 5 holes.
yeah,
Unfortunately, ended up I think tied fourth. Also had Minwoo Lee competing as well. So one random point. Brooks Koepka getting a lot of golf in at the second half of this year. Um, would I be surprised if Brooks figures out how to get himself back to the? He's been trying to get himself back in. I mean, right now there's really nothing for him to play for. Right, he could be
yeah.
chilling at home. He's been playing a lot of golf overseas to end the year. Clearly, he's not in the Ryder Cup. So, what do you think, bro? Long term, what do you think for Brooks? What's up with all the extra golf at the tail end of this year?
I mean, he's probably got something to prove. He's probably trying to not embarrass himself that first part of the year for next year. And, again, it being like that first year, he might, I mean, I don't know. He might be trying to get on any kind of team golf. So he might be trying to accumulate points in some form or fashion for the President's Cup just to get,
Sure.
just to get the vibes back out there. And then if he, produces what he's supposed to do or what we know Brooks Koepka to do in majors and then, like
Yeah.
playing against, as he calls it, playing against elite golfers, I only get up for the big stuff. Maybe, maybe that puts it in the back of the head for Ryder Cup 2027 or whatnot. And, he's already an international guy now. He played over at the DP World Tour for a long time before he got his solidified membership at the PGA. So him going across the pond, it's nothing for him. So hopefully he gets his mind right for that. And, as he admitted, he's got a lot of kinks to work out of, and maybe he can't just be a range rat. Maybe he needs to go out and play and make sure that it translates onto the golf course.
Oh, I think so. I think we've heard Brooks say that he doesn't necessarily love the game of golf. I think he likes competing, but the
Right.
game itself, I think he finds himself getting bored with it. So I can't see him out there just beating balls for hours upon hours. Hell, I
Yeah.
kind of agree with that. I rather go play competitive rounds and get out on the course. To me, there's more learning
Yeah.
that way. Um, I mean, because I don't know, the range you can try to simulate it as much as possible, but trying to simulate a dog leg right or dog leg left or forced carries, things like that are difficult on the range. You're just kind of looking at the numbers and the results. So I can
Yeah.
see him also just saying, "Hey, I want to keep my head in it and actually get actual gameplay in." So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. The more see Brooks competing, missed the cut, was it a couple weeks ago as well? So I think he
Yeah.
does have
Sadly.
something to prove. Live contract is up in 2026. So he's got one more year to play out there, and he's been vague about where he's going to go afterwards. Just keep
Yeah.
saying, "I have a contract to fulfill." So I don't know. To me, I don't know what's going to happen with Liv. None of us do at this point, but I can see him migrating back over to the PGA Tour, having some conversations in the background, like, "Hey, what do I have to do to expedite this, get this moving?" We'll see how things develop with this, Tiger, new commissioner, how the rules. It seems like Tiger's going to continue to dig in against the Live guys. We
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know how things are going to develop, or will Brooks have to sit it out for a year and just kind of play DP World Tour? The truth is, that man started on the DP World Tour and Challenge Tour,
Right.
so it's
Long
not
time ago.
completely unfamiliar. Yeah, exactly. Him and Peter Uline, it's not completely unfamiliar to him to travel around Europe. So this is kind of old hat, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. You know, in my heart of hearts, do I hope that they pull some strings for Brooks if he really wants to get back to the tour? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think he means a lot to the tour. He definitely means a lot to golf. You can't really diminish what he's done. He's a five-time champion,
Yeah,
five-time major champion. And I think that ultimately it's going to come down to how many rules does the PGA want to break to get him back on the tour. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And you don't want to do it the grimy way. You want to, you want to stay 10 toes down about what you've been talking about because you just didn't let DeChambeau play in the Pro Core, and that was for a Ryder
Right.
Cup event. Which that if you go if you gonna keep your chin up and really stand on business, you have to do it for the live
Consistently.
golfers coming
Yeah.
back. Yeah, you have to. Now, if this being the end of the contract for Brooks, maybe he starts the litigation early and maybe he, kind of expedites that process of the suspension that he needs to serve or the fines that he needs to pay or whatnot or whatever
Right.
that motion is. Maybe he sets that in motion early. That way he can get back and not really miss any time
And I would
because
say the difference between him and what's the other dude's name who Divot guy. We've talked about him. Bootleg.
Chikara,
No, 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 no. The guy who's we talked about him earlier in the year that has nowhere to play. Um, Jesus
Swafford,
Christ. Yes, Hudson
Hudson
Swafford.
Swafford. Yeah,
So when he left, when he was one of the originals that left, he did not go about it the right way in terms of asking the PGA Tour for exemptions, right? He didn't even ask. He just
yeah,
departed, went about it all wrong. So I think his suspension, I forget the time frame, but it's multiple years that he
yeah.
is,
It's going to be
going to be
upheld.
suspended. I would say that Brooks probably has, I think he's very business minded, so probably had a backup strategy to be able to make it back if it didn't work out. So I can see him. So let's just say the live season, we know they end super early, right?
Yeah,
So let's say he finishes out the live year next year in 2026, says, "Hey, I'm interested. I'm not re-signing my contract with Live a year from the last tournament with Live." Let's say he, has an injury, doesn't play in the team championship, or he has a kind of a mid-year August, return to the PGA Tour, gets to play some
hmm
of those back half of the year events, things like that. I can see a scenario like that for Brooks going forward.
yeah.
Who?
I agree
Yeah,
because I think so. He misses like the deadline or whatever to sign up for it or such and such. He'll still have the majors to play. He'll still have the Masters. He'll still
Yeah.
have. He's still exempt from all of those. So he'll still have those, and then maybe catch a sponsor's exemption or something like that, and maybe accumulate some points in the meantime while he's quote unquote suspended officially. But if somebody's willing to exempt him into a little lesser event or something like that, and it doesn't really
Hmm.
affect his contract for the live or the events that he needs to play for that. They play they play maybe twice a month, so it ain't really gonna be a
Right.
lot of mix ups as far as him getting getting onto a PJ event. So yeah,
Yeah, because at this point, money is not an issue for him. I think his contract was originally like $100 million, so the man's sitting pretty for the rest of his life. Hopefully, again,
it,
that competitive spirit, and I wouldn't say up till recently he hadn't been in the best shape of his life as well. Not looking
you know,
like 2023 Brooks, looking like yeah, he's gotten a little comfortable. So yeah,
yeah. Also, shoot, I think that the PGA has done a good job of not. I mean, you ain't gonna match this piff money that's coming out the blue, but they doing a good job of damn near matching it. I mean, there's so many
yeah,
of these events where 3 million, 4 million is on the table for first place. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So yeah, I think
I
they're
mean,
doing a
they
good
they
job of
they have
making it
power.
worth it.
Yeah, they've prioritized winning. So if you win, I know there's still contention about the elevated events that some people like it, some people don't. I would say to be able to keep your top talent, that it was a necessary evil, something
Yeah,
that you needed to have limited fields, guaranteed payouts. But I think Scotty Scheffler has proven that, look, if you win at a pretty decent clip, you're going to be compensated well and you
right.
get to stay stateside. I mean, with they talk about travel to me for the guys that went to live and said, "Oh, I want more balanced family time." Okay, cool. You're not playing in as many events. Your 14 events with live, the majors, but your travel is part of it as well, right? So
Right.
going across the world is not easy. You're losing essentially, like I can tell you from our trip. So when we went from the US to Japan, you lose a day. You're going
Easy.
forward. So right now
Man,
as
you you
I'm talking
traveling
to
the
y'all,
states and you losing a day.
exactly going back and forth. If you go the wrong direction, right? Or if you go from west to east, you're losing hours or whatever. So think about losing 12 hours, 16 hours. So like as we speak, I'm 12 hours ahead of Marcus. It's 9 something, maybe 10 something where he's at. It's 10 a.m. for me. So I'm half a day ahead. And so you think about the travel, you lose half a day, you're jet lagged, so you need to rest. To me, the live setup, we always talked about that it was kind of just noise, right? Essentially,
Yeah.
when you boil it all down to it, with the majors included, you're playing and traveling about the same as if you just stayed on the PGA Tour. Like I get it, it was a lottery ticket for some people, and that they wanted the money, didn't care about legacy or things like that. But in terms of like the early talking points they were utilizing, which is I want to spend more time with my family. I'm like, we always knew that was bullshit. So
Right.
anyway, could have
Interesting.
ran on this all
So
day.
they have okay, they got the live schedule up for next year.
Okay, wow, look at them getting.
Um,
I think with Greg Norman gone, look at them being proactive about stuff.
right. So, hmm. Saudi Arabia, 1st of February or the 5th of February, but the beginning of February. Next week is Australia. Take like 3 weeks off, then they go to Hong Kong. Next week, Singapore. Next week, South Africa. Like, okay, y'all traveling a lot, bro. These not just like quick
Mm-hmm.
trips.
No.
Then you go. Now I will say, you go from South Africa to Mexico City, it's a month in between that essentially. But still, though,
Yeah.
like then you go 2 weeks, 2 more weeks, then you play in Virginia. So like that's what I'm saying. Like the schedule is so janky. They play 3 times
It's
in
so
March,
shaky.
once in April, once in May,
I
twice in
guess March is
June.
what are the locations in March? And I'm assuming that's to tune them up for the Masters. And I think that's been the complaint from the Live guys is that the schedule hasn't allowed them to play going into majors as much as they would like. So where are they playing in
March
March?
March 6th is Hong Kong Golf Club. March 13th
Okay.
is Sentosa in Singapore. And then March 20th is the club at Stein City or Stain City, but I'm pretty sure it's Stein. And then they don't play again until the week after the Masters um, at from Mexico City, which is Club de Golf Chapultepec. So I don't even the pictures that I'm looking at, they don't. Well, I mean, it's hard to replicate the Masters, but like these
Yeah,
courses,
right. But like you could at least bring them stateside and play some
thank
kind of
you. Just have them already at the
southern course.
crib,
Right.
like this event they have in May in Virginia. Push that up. Push that up.
Right.
Make Mexico City the May event. That's decent travel. It's still North America. Like they wouldn't, they ain't really gonna bat an eye about that. But then these fools, okay, but this is where like again, they just trying to fit shit in because why are you playing in Louisiana
Oh Lord,
on June 26th?
they're trying to kill these boys.
What are you
My God,
doing?
has anybody been to Louisiana in the summer? I mean, that's I know on the calendar that might still be spring,
It's
bro. It's
Houston
gonna
all
be so
over
humid.
again.
It's gonna
Stop.
be so humid. I
Stop
can't wait to
it.
bash it. I can't wait to bash it. We had so many we did numbers around bashing Live Houston a couple of years ago, but I mean, the weather
It's
is
gonna
the
be a
weather.
struggle. It's gonna be a struggle, bro. It doesn't even make sense. Now they playing in Spain in the first part of June. Okay, I get that makes sense. I get that. It's probably
Yeah.
drier. It's off the coast. Ain't no way it's gonna be as bad. But Louisiana underneath sea level end of June, be for
You
real,
you
bro.
don't you don't go to Louisiana unless it is March or you have to wait until all the way till September, not even September. You have to kind of go to October
Right. Okay,
to make
so
it. What
they
course are they
schedule
playing in
so
Louisiana?
Bayou Oaks at City Park. Yeah, bro. I
Okay.
don't know. Wait,
I
one,
mean, there's
two,
really only one notable course in Louisiana that anybody
wait,
really cares about.
10. They only got 10 events on the schedule so far,
So
unless
they're
I'm
gonna fill it
tripping.
out. They have to fill it out.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. My fault, 11. And then they got to have at least the team championship and the
The
individual
individual.
championship. So that's 13 events. But I thought they said it was a guaranteed 14 events.
Yeah, they're gonna throw another one in there. I mean, they're doing better than they have in the past, but clearly there's still some remnants of the Greg Norman, um,
Yeah.
tenure and still planning. So I'm on. So Bayou Oaks is going to be another situation like their Chicago event. I'm currently going through the booking process for Bayou
Yeah.
Oaks, and it is
What's
on
the
golf
price?
now. I'm trying to get the price, bro. It's a you. Are you ready to laugh? Are you ready
It's
to laugh?
$40 during the week.
No, my guy. It is $29 during the week right now. I'm gonna do the
That is
north and south
disgusting.
courses. Okay, there's none that meet my criteria. Let me change my date. Jesus Christ.
That's disgusting. That's
Okay,
Southwick
yeah.
right now. That's Battleground
Okay,
right now.
so the South course is definitely the upgrade. It can go up to 125. The North
Okay.
course is like it must be some short course, but 125 public play available on Golf Now, bro.
Is that
I
weekend or
know it
during the
is.
week?
That's during the week. Let's pull a weekend day. Let's see what Saturday is like on the South course on Bayou Oaks at Sydney Park.
150
151.
ish. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
151.
Damn,
Live,
hey, that's
the
an
gift that
upgrade from
keeps on giving,
Boilenbrook.
bro.
That's an upgrade. Shit, it
Live
was sick.
the gift. I know, 65.
Yeah, 60 prime time for
Get
Chicago.
get you first thing in the morning. Go get you a 60 something dollar round. Anyway, bro.
Right.
So DP World Tour finishing off the season strong. Are they back at it? No, they're off this week, of course, for the Ryder Cup, but they're gonna be back at it the week after already. We know that.
Literally. Yeah, remember that? Remember, I was talking about it. I'm like, what? They're doing
Right.
the the Dunhill
Oh,
links,
that's right. That's right.
the
Right
pro
after.
am right after.
Bro, bro, Rory is going to be tired. He's going to be playing quite a bit. So I think that's a good transition
Yeah,
on accident. So Rory had some sharp, pointed comments headed for Bryson DeChambeau. Let me pull them up just so I can quote him appropriately. So I think Bryson's been kind of snake dissing here and there. And then finally Rory has a mic in front of him and is fresh and is just ready to yam on him. Says, I think the only way he gets attention is by mentioning other people. Oh, this is with the
mm,
Guardian over the weekend. Says that's basically what I think of that. To get attention, he will mention me or Scotty or others. When we were texting about it, you said mentioning Liv doesn't get Bryson any pub. So he's got to name drop other people to get in the news. So what
has
do you think
to.
about this heading into the Ryder Cup week? Little shots fired, and do we pretty much lock in that in the singles matches they're going up against each other?
I mean, the captains talk. They have to talk. As far as making these matchups and stuff like that. Hopefully, Luke and Keegan are cordial enough to set that shit up. Everywhere else, it can be, by the book. But look, whatever we got to do to get Rory versus DeChambeau on the back end of the solos, I'm for it. I'm
I
for
know.
it,
Just
full wholeheartedly. Uh, Listen,
I think ultimately we see the U.S. win, but I don't want a blowout. I want it to come
I
down to
want it
some kind of drama
close.
on Sunday.
I want it close, but if it's gonna be a blowout, hopefully it's in our favor. Honestly, I think that's probably optimal for the situation heading over for both sides because I think Europe's going to get more inspired and I think they're going to try to drag us when we go back across the pond to Europe in 2 years. I think America will be riding some good momentum
Yeah.
once some of those like we said once of those live factors try to get back on the tour. Hopefully that gets that camaraderie back, but yeah, hopefully, I mean, honestly, in a perfect world, for me speaking, again, this is probably just me, it's a blowout for the US, and then just me being a fanboy of Rory, I hope he at least wins his solo match or something like that, something of that matter. But
Yeah.
that's asking a lot, and I don't want people to think that I'm not patriotic. This is my
No,
one. This
you
is
you
like
can you can
my
be you can be a fan of golf, right?
yeah.
You can
This
be
is like
just a
my
fan of
true. This is like my third week of patriotism. I'll say
third
that.
week. It's
Yeah.
like when it's like
I
when your
got
team
two
is
in the
playing, right?
Olympics.
It's like when your team is playing. You want them to win, but you also
Yeah.
want to be able to stick it out for 4 quarters or 4 period, whatever the case may be. you do want it to be a competitive. Like I don't as a sports fan, I don't like blowouts. I don't like seeing one team get completely dominated. I want to see competition. That's what we're here
Listen,
for.
yeah, I agree, but also, Rod, when Phoenix was talking shit to Dallas that year and Luca had 30 or 32 and Phoenix had 32 at the half and we was up 30, oh, I was reveling in all that. I'm like, no, man, you talk crazy shit, you got to get humbled. And if you get BTA, I'm all for it. Like
Yeah.
for football season this year. As arrogant as Jerry is, I hope and pray that Dallas Cowboys literally just are the most miserable team
Yo,
in the
let's
league.
go. I think it needs to get so bad. We're sidebarring right here. I want the Cowboys to go 1-15, or
I'm
what do
telling
we
you,
have?
one
18 games now. Two
17.
two and something. Okay, so 2-15, 3-14. Like so bad, and then because they're gonna get a high draft pick if they even have any left,
He
they're
makes a
gonna
bad
go
pick.
tr trade it away or make a bad pick. It needs to get epically ugly
It
for
does.
something
It
to
does.
change.
It does. They need to bring out the pitchforks. They need to riot. But even then, Jerry being Jerry, he's still gonna be like, "Nah, I got it under control. I don't see what the issue is. Y'all don't see my vision
Uh,
like I see my vision. Like it's gonna
yeah,
happen.
you got the boy got cataracts.
It's disgusting,
If
man.
there's a
It's
vision,
disgusting.
he's got cataracts. I mean, they
I'm just
got
glad
boat
he's
raced yesterday
yeah.
or today.
Yeah. I'm just glad he's old enough to where he ain't got the legs to be going down to the field anymore to go chitty chat with the head coach and stuff. Stay your ass up in that box, man. God
Uh,
bless.
all right, let's bring him back. All right.
Michael
Um,
Kim, Spider
so all
ZT. You see his putter?
I didn't even check it out.
It's a Spider
So he's
ZT.
he's rocking the zero torque.
Yeah, but he was wearing rocking a lab
No,
before that. He's rocked a lot of center shafted shit. He's a weirdo. He's a putter weirdo.
um, he is a notorious free agent, club free agent. He's always bounced around at least for the last 3 years. We've mentioned this 50, 11 times on this show. Go check Michael Kim out on Twitter/X. He's a great follow. Provides a lot of back end commentary on the tour, inside information. A really good follow. It's really one of the only reasons I think I have him set to notifications. He's one of the only reasons I still stay on the app, um, just for his additional commentary here and there.
Is he a free agent? He'd be all over Titleist's YouTube, little
I think
videos and
he's
stuff
got.
like that.
I don't think he's exclusive like all the way through the bag, but I think he's got to play like a few of their clubs, but I don't think he has a full bag deal.
Yeah, he plays the ball. He plays the woods. Probably plays the wedges. Probably plays like right at 7 or 8 clubs, the majority or whatever.
Right.
Nice.
All right. Let me get up my notes here. Talked about LPGA, DP World Tour. Talked about the leaderboard, Ryder Cup. So Friday, I don't know, man. Like I just in my brain, I was thinking Thursday golf we would see. That is not the case. So we're gonna
No,
see the boys tee it up on Friday morning.
we're gonna see 4 straight days of live from the Ryder Cup. I'm dreading it already.
Have they already have they already started? Are they broadcasting under the lights on Golf Channel right now?
I'll check when we get done, but last time I checked, they were wrapping up and doing some highlights, showing the LPGA event got canceled and stuff like that. They replayed the old man tour or whatever because they were at Pebble Beach, or maybe they played that live. I don't know. Um, Let's see.
I'm
Well,
loading it up right now.
it was on the West Coast, so it's not like it
So yeah,
was.
yeah, they're it looks like they're replaying the the French Open, maybe. I can't tell yet. There's a couple of oh no, this is they're playing replaying the Corn Ferry event
Nice. The
actually. Yeah,
Simmons or something, Simmons Bank.
yeah, yeah.
Hey,
So
listen,
anyway,
just a small tangent before we get back into the Ryder Cup. Listen, the old man tour kind of fizzling right now, bro. Like I like a lot of the players that's coming over early, like in their 50s, trying to get it while they
yeah.
can. You know, Justin Leonard, Steve Stewart Sink, you know, the guys. But
Boo Weekly came back from
he did.
injury. Yeah,
Yeah, camoed out. Literally can't see him. Bruh, it it'd be a lot of folks that's just trying not to lose. Like it ain't really a lot of people that's just going out there and getting it. Like
right.
VJ Singh had to lead at one point. Retief Goosen had to lead at one point. Steve Alker was the outright leader at one point. This all in the final round. Next thing you know, I'm looking up at the thing and Doug Barron don't won, and he shot 6 under to go get it. Like this is like who is Doug Barron?
Right. It's guys that literally, are really good players that, said, okay, this is going to be my entry into pro golf, or,
Yeah,
maybe had some stints here and there, but the the senior tour is so watered down right now. Hell, even Angel Cabrera doesn't play as much as I'd like to see him play. I think that man could win pretty much like every other week if he played enough.
yeah.
I mean,
No,
we
truly
saw
he
his
could.
early season dominance from him winning two majors, but
Yeah,
it's just weird.
it really is.
Freddie Cup Freddie Couples not playing as much anymore with the back. So
And even he was on the leaderboard. He was T5.
they may have to shut that thing down, bro. I don't know.
They better hope Tiger goes.
They need it.
Even if he's a part timer.
Six to eight events per year, I think saves the champions tour.
In a
Get
cart.
6 to 8 events in a cart, mic'd up every week,
Yeah.
on course interviews every damn time they can. So
Featured group and they were if he plays early in the morning, that's when PGA Tour needs to be. PGA Tour champion. If he plays in the afternoon, that's when PGA Tour needs to be. I'm sorry, I'm
that's
not
right.
sorry. You have him
That's
out
right.
there with Justin Leonard. You have him out there. You let him pick the two other people he wants to play with. It doesn't
Every
even
time.
matter. Every time. Okay, this is who's in the field. Who you want to play with, Tiger?
Rocco mediate, recreate that what is that, the
Right.
US Open.
Yeah.
Do
Please
whatever you
let
gotta
him
do.
do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do, man. Oh,
I know we're all over the place today. Um, Last thing just about the Ryder Cup is it hadn't been confirmed as of yet, but they're talking about 18 and creating some drama. It's a pretty straightforward hole. The bunkers are drivable for the big hit, or drive. They can drive past the bunkers. It's a straightforward hole, bunkers left and right, and then also guarding the green. Although there is an entry straight through the center of the green. They were talking about reducing it from a 400-yard hole, kind of ho hum par four, to a 320-yard par four to create some extra drama. Kind of again have people tempted and give them some choices. Right? Do you try to make the green? Do you still lay back with an iron, get to the end of the fairway? So, what do you think about manufacturing some drama? Even though I know for singles they rarely get to 18, but for
hmm.
the early kind of play in the week on Thursday or excuse me, Friday, Saturday, what do you think about that?
I mean, I guess, bro. Like, Bruh, Bethpage got some crazy rough, man. If you're not driving in the fairway as it is, it's already an adventure. I,
Right.
I don't know, man. I get like this is why I agree with Scotty because this is the situation where you shouldn't really have to change the course setup or course that much for it to be playable and it be enjoyable. Like
Yeah.
that, it just I don't know. It annoys me because I feel like they're trying to switch up too much, and I don't think you need to do all that. Like,
Well,
okay,
the
so
premise
what?
was that
It's
the the premise is that hole 1 through 17 are great. Like no let ups, no skips until you
yeah.
get to 18, and then they kind of just. I mean, usually the home hole. I'm trying to think about the courses that I love playing. Is the home hole kind of ho hum? And I mean, a straightforward, like a literally straight fairway, 400-yard par four is a kind of a shitty way to end around. Usually that's like number one, where it's like, hey, get off to a basic, solid start. So I don't know, man. I agree with you.
Okay,
Course design could be different overall. Like I get where Scotty and you are coming from, but
yeah.
I guess if your hand is forced, then do it.
Okay, think about it this way though. Okay, it's the last hole. It's all square. The hole is 410, and you got to hit something in the fairway. You don't think the pressure in itself isn't gonna allow,
Yeah,
I don't think that allows them to hit a straight ball. We've all heard that. And we all know that as any kind of skilled golfer, any kind of any single digit handicap golfer, you know how difficult it is to hit a absolute
a
straight
dead
ball.
straight ball.
You
Yeah,
have to shape it somewhere. It's okay. So is my fade? Am I going to start it left enough to get it back in the fairway? Am I going to be able to draw it over the trees or something like that? Like I think again, just like I was saying about the European team doing the simulator golf and going through the course. Okay, but when the adrenaline is there and the points is on the line and the trophy is on the line, can you bear down and hit the shot then and there? That's why, like, I don't really like. I wouldn't really entertain that. Like, it just like okay, like I get it. Like, you want to like try to ramp
yeah.
it up, but what are
Just
we
let
ramping
the
up?
pressure do its thing. Especially if it's getting
Exactly.
yeah, especially if it gets down to 18. If you get to 18, there's going to be some level of pressure, especially in the singles. So I tend to agree with that. But I also love a good drivable part four too. So,
I do. I get that
but
point.
the
I
fact,
I agree with that.
yeah. But I think if the course again, the essence of the course was not designed that way, you are. So if it's either that's kind of like when courses like when the PGA Tour comes out, any tour, and they reroute a course for the tournament, I kind of
Yeah.
get aggravated by that, or
Yeah.
then if there's like multiple courses and they're mixing in holes, it's like, damn, I mean, if the course is great, the course is great. If you have to do all this extra stuff to manipulate it, it is kind of weird. It loses
Yeah.
the value. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, and then I think also if it's gonna be 400, everybody's not a big hitter that's on the team, so it leaves you advantages and disadvantages. Okay, it's 400 yards. I'm a big hitter. I can hit a driving iron off the tee and still have an 8 or a 7 in. Or I hit a driver and I have a flick wedge in. What like and then or I'm playing for position. I have my 3 wood out. Okay, now I'm hitting a 120, 110 shot. I still have a wedge in my hand. Weather gets in the way, wind gets up, something like that. Okay, now all of a sudden I'm hitting a pitching wedge. Or now all of a sudden I have to control or dial in like a punch nine or something like that. What if they mess around with where the pin's at? What if they have that pin location so diabolical that it doesn't even matter if it's drivable or not? Like
True.
two off the edge or something like that. That's what I'm saying. There again, core setup and pin location can easily do this stuff. But if you want to shorten it and make it drivable, go ahead, bro. That's part of course setup. Before y'all get on me, so let me be quiet. That's a part of
All
course
right.
setup. My apologies.
Let me pull this up real quick. Let me see if I can get a good representation of it. It's kind of blurry. So I'll pull it up if it'll let me share it. Do we want to hit that topic you sent me?
I think so. I think we
Okay.
got some fillers.
All right. So, boy, Golf Digest and these ads are about as bad as Golf WRX at this point. So this is the hole. I mean, like you can see it. I mean, it does pinch in, but I think most of our big hitter guys are going to be able to get past this bottleneck and get back
Yeah.
to the wide side of the fairway. Again, well protected by bunkers by the green. So I think I mean, fundamentally, I think it should have always probably been a drivable four,
Yeah.
but for amateur play, yeah, amateurs are gonna be all over these bunkers. But for
Yeah.
the
I think
pros,
that's
it's a
tough.
completely different. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to put a visual on it, but it's a straightforward fairway.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Did you bring up the schedule? Did Keegan already have it set up to where he wants it? Where do you want sessions to be? Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Well, Sunday solos, but are we doing did he bring up if we were doing Friday foursomes first or Friday four balls?
Let me
Did
pull
it
it up
say?
here. It does give you the order. Give me one sec here. Okay, so Friday's opening round of the Ryder Cup will feature two sessions of four-team matches, 8 in all, split between foursomes and four-ball format. So we're getting foursomes first and then four-ball. A similar schedule of 8 teams will go down on Saturday, and then, of course, divided by the singles matches on Sunday. So,
Not five?
hmm?
Why are they only doing four matches? We got skunked 5-0 in
I know
23.
the precedents. I know. I don't know. It's a good question. Unless golf.com has completely screwed it up, but I doubt that.
No, it's right. It's right. Because you could, no, it's right. It's 4-0 or 3-1. No, I don't know. I feel like you got 12 players and only two people are sitting out. You know what? Um, I don't know, but I don't know why look, I don't know why he did that. Why would you? We historically suck at foursomes. You push that into the
Yeah.
afternoon when we warmed up. Four balls, we dominate. Singles, we dominate. We literally lost in Italy because we got skunked in foursomes to start the day.
Yeah.
What did we, what? Change it
It's
up.
it's we are so bad with that kind of team golf
We're not,
format.
right. We're
The
homies
US is so bad at
IRL.
that.
Yeah, we're homies IRL, not on the golf course. They don't play, they don't have chemistry or synergy like that. They don't watch each other's games like that. What?
No. Very self-centered and individualistic. So, yeah, foursomes, four ball, singles. Good luck, US. I
Oh
mean,
gosh.
hopefully, I mean, here's my thought. Here's my thought. And we Zach Johnson slander will always pop up here. I think Zach was just so bad at the matchups that
True. He was
I
terrible
think
at team picks.
I think Keegan will be so much better in terms of picking people that can play together and not just going with what's obvious. I mean, he's in the era of stats, and I think he's gonna really break it down. Zach
Yeah.
Johnson, just horrible in all facets of being a captain.
Uh,
So I'm more confident
Terrible
in
leadership.
Keegan's ability. Yeah, I'm definitely more confident in Keegan's ability to find the right matchups for this thing.
Yeah,
So
probably a stark difference. I feel like to egg it on. I feel like Zach was like, hey, Scotty, like, who do you like playing with? You like playing with Russ? You say you don't like playing with. You say you don't like playing with like a Brian Harmon. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. Okay, so I'm gonna
right,
pair you up.
he's
I'm gonna pair you up with Brian Harmon. And I just want you to fight through. I want you to create chemistry with him. Keegan Bradley,
well.
he probably
That's
like,
that's
oh my
that's
god,
one that I'm happy is not on the team this year. Jesus Christ,
oh brother,
Brian Harmon's a hard
he ain't
matchup
did
to play.
nothing. The week
That's
he
true.
won, it was a hard
The
watch.
Open, the Open, it was just last year, so I mean, he could have snuck in there. He wasn't that far off.
Was that last year or the year before?
24, right?
No, Xander won last year.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So that's already 2 years ago. Time flies, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, Brian won the Valero Texas Open or whatever. Hard watch. Hard
Right.
watch.
All those waggles. Okay, so bro, just personal story, random about Brian Harmon. So I want to say it was, I'm gonna screw it up. Probably 24 at the Colonial. Me and the little one were sitting in this grandstand. I want to say it was like behind hole number 5 or 6.
Yeah.
There's a hard dog leg left, and so we're just in the sun baking. And so this man ends up kind of coming up short of the green and walks back and forth so many times to check the green, reading it. I'm like, you're chipping it, bro. Like, I get it. It's important, but just go hit the goddamn ball. It was so frustrating. And then we're in the heat just cooking. And I'm like, the group behind him is waiting and he don't give a damn. He's taking his sweet
None.
ass time.
None,
Just
bro.
like that man. He's so hard to watch. So anyway,
Yeah, no,
um,
it's a lot of hand on the hip. It's a lot of hand on the hip. Like, damn, bro, how long are you gonna take? And then he got to read the putt, and then he's got to
right.
actually get over the ball. I can't do it, bro. I've seen so many people, bro. Like you sitting over the ball for more than 5 seconds, 10 seconds. What are you
I
thinking
let the leg
about? Pull the
I let
trigger.
leg lock.
I can't do it, bro. I can't do it, bro.
All right.
Ugh.
Let's get to our last topic. It is you introduce it. I think you probably articulate a little bit better than I could right now.
Yeah. So as we did dwindle down, and we kind of are finding things to talk about. As like we said, as a niche golfer, there's so many different things we can discuss that we can get into detail about. And another one is definitely like golf course etiquette and arrival times and things of that nature. And I think one of the things that really like is kind of like a moniker of how good of a golfer you are or how prepared you are as a golfer is what time you arrive at the course, you know? So I've been stung by showing up a little bit too close to the tee time before, and I admit that. Apologies to Rod. He almost beat my
We
ass. Like
we
he almost
we
killed me in
we
cold
we,
blood.
we literally have missed our tea time as a result of luckily it was at his course, so we just slid back. But we have missed a tea time.
We didn't even miss the tee time because we didn't have one. We were supposed to show up before the tee times, but
Whatever. So the person who set it up, sent me the time to be there, was not there at the time that we were supposed to be there. But go ahead.
right. So, anyways, um, so as an etiquette, the real question is, and you can answer in chat or you can answer on our YouTube channel, whatnot later on once you get to, catch up with us, or just something to think about. How early do you show up for your tee time? Now, some people only play at certain times of the day. So, it's easier for them to get up. It's easier for them to show up early. I'm an early morning riser, especially when it comes to golf. It's probably one of the few things that I am okay with at waking up while it's still dark out. Now, I tell Rod this all the time. It's typically why when he comes down here while we play, first thing off, it's a lot more carefree. We get to play at our own pace. I don't have to sit here and wait and think a lot. I just get up, hit the ball, keep it pushing. Um, I would say for like in a general setting with Ride's golf group or former golf group when tee times were 8:39, you got to at least show up 30 minutes before the tee time. If you want to get a
Yeah.
decent warm up in, it's got to be an hour because you want to stretch, then you want to hit a few balls. And I always there's some things if I'm a first timer at this course or if I haven't played it in a while, I always want to get the pace of the green. So I'm gonna chip and putt if it's one thing or another. I check in for my tee time, get paid up, maybe grab some drinks if I didn't bring something with me, and then I'm going immediately to the chipping and putting green. I don't normally try to full swing a lot because I do not need those thoughts in my head at all.
Good or bad. I
Good
same.
or bad.
So like
Right.
like
I don't want to be too
if I'm hitting it
confident. I
well
don't want to
on
be
the
too
range,
sad. Yeah.
exactly. Right.
Hell
Because
no.
to me it doesn't ever translate to the course. Like how I'm hitting it on the
Never.
range does it's like if I'm hitting it, if I'm striping it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have the day of my life. Yeah, it rarely turns out that way. If I'm
Literally.
like straight pushing it right all on the range, it doesn't necessarily turn out like that. The adrenaline on course is completely different. Yeah, I agree with you. Like if it's a course I'm familiar with, whatever their check-in time is, if it's 15 minutes, which that's most courses,
Hmm.
prior to the start of the round, I'm there 15 minutes beforehand
Right.
to pay up, get a quick little, like you said, chip, putt, whatever in, stretch. I just prefer to stretch out and use my little kind of weight trainer just to get
Yep.
my muscles loose. Um, like tomorrow, I'm playing for the first time in like 3 weeks. It's been a while. So I probably
Yeah.
will get there a little earlier, probably hit like five drivers just to make contact, right? I don't want my first drive to be on the course, but in terms of like a full like warm up, no, because we've been staying active. So I'm not like feeling tight or anything. It's just
Yeah.
making sure I still make contact.
Literally.
I'm in a good spot. I'm in a good spot with my swing, so I feel really good about the basic mechanics of my swing. There wasn't anything I've been fighting as of late, so it's a totally different mindset versus like had I not played in a while, and the last time I played was complete garbage. So it'll be a little bit different. But yeah, I cannot. I've had scenarios where I was playing with the group and I was not the facilitator, and so you'd show up. It's like five different tea times, and I'd end up in the fourth or fifth one. So I'm there like an hour beforehand.
Hell no.
I typically have the worst rounds when I'm playing when I have to wait
That's
because like
gruesome.
my brain needs to be busy and just chipping and putting and hitting balls for a whole hour before it's just like I lose it. I lose the focus. I am ADHD to the core,
Then
and so like I completely lose the focus. I literally probably only have about 3 hours of focus per round. So
then if we're playing in like a skins game or something like that where there's money on the line, then I gotta sit here and watch y'all swing and be like, this is what I'm losing to? Like this is
yeah,
the people that are beating me hole by hole basis. That swing.
right. Like literally, I'm thinking about one of the last times I did that where it was a long wait. Had a decent drive on this hole on the court at the course we were playing. It's a tough initial drive because it's like OB right and trees and it's a really tight landing area on the left hand side. Have a
Yeah.
decent drive. Guess what? Second shot, shanked.
Yeah.
I was just not into it mentally. By that point, I was like kind of checked out. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I was able to refocus, but it was a bad round in general. So yeah, forget that long wait stuff. 15 minutes is the max that I require.
Yeah, and if I happen to like be moving along and get there early, like the time we played at Texas Star, I got there like
Mm,
what I would say too early, if I'm being honest. Like, uh, bro, I had time to use the bathroom. Then I still had time to go to the range. I hit some, and luckily my range situation, if I do so choose to hit golf balls, I'm hitting max 20. I'm hitting a few
right.
wedges. I'm going chips, long like pitches, maybe a couple of few full ones. I'm hitting a mid iron like an 8 or a 7, and I'm hitting a few
Yeah.
drivers just so I see which way the ball's falling. And then, like I said, I'm going to chipping and putting. Like I need to make sure that
Right.
need to make sure I got the speed down. I need to make sure that I got my touchdown. You blading chips and stuff off the first hole. Who wants to see that, bro? I don't want to see that.
Right.
Y'all don't want to see that. It's bad juju. So that's
So,
typically my
but yeah, I was gonna say, let us know, y'all. What is y'all's ideal scenario going into a round? Do you like to be there super early, show up right beforehand, somewhere in between, and then I'm curious what people's um, warm up routine is.
right.
Minimal or maximum every time.
Right. You going full board. Yo, I checked in this one guy last week. Buddy checked in for his tea time. It was already prepaid. We let him know. He was like, all right, I'll be right back. I'm going to just run to the bathroom real quick. Runs to the bathroom, puts on 40 pounds of Bengay, kid you not. Comes back through, burns up the whole pro shop, walks out, goes with his group.
That's crazy.
Insanity,
That's
right?
crazy.
Like, why are you leaving a trail of Bengay smell coming through the whole pro shop? That is
Gross.
diabolical.
Oh, this is cool. I just found a new feature on our streaming software that I
Okay.
might use going forward. Super random. Sorry. Um. Anyway, y'all, you got anything else you want to talk about before we disconnect for the morning or the evening?
Um, I'm glad we lost to the Bears. It really shows how sorry we are. I'm excited about that. Um, our hometown Rangers stink. They showed how
Oh
stinky they
man,
were in this last week. They had every
did they lose
opportunity.
three straight? Three
Yeah, they
straight
got
to
swept by
Miami.
the Astros. They got swept by the Astros, then back to back swept by the Marlins, and are right back to only 2 games above 500. Like we weren't
Mm,
just 10 games above 500 or something like that, and only 2 games back of the division. Like embarrassing, bro.
yeah,
And it ain't no excuse, bro. Bruce Bochy put together a crazy squad in 23. We didn't have everybody playing well. We didn't have everybody the whole season, and we still ended up winning. So there ain't no excuse that we didn't have Marcus Simeon or Corey Seager going down the stretch or whatnot. Ain't no excuse. Nate
no.
Eovaldi, he was here most of the season. No excuses, bro. We just did not come up with the magic when it mattered most. So, um, thankfully, Seattle's some choke artists as it is, so we don't really have to worry about them doing anything.
You're still holding out some hope.
I'm not a believer. I never have been a believer in Seattle. And again, I don't think they show up when it matters most. They might make it actually out of the wild card this year or something like that, but I don't think they do it when it matters.
It's
Um,
getting tight. I mean,
I
how
think
many
the NL
teams
wins it.
get the wild card? How many teams
I
get the
think there's
wild
three
card?
wild card
Two?
teams now. Three.
Okay, well, there's really no chance at this. After last week, so Cleveland and Houston both have 84 wins, Yankees at 88, Boston at 85, and then Rangers are at 79. They hadn't been officially eliminated as of yet, but we're getting there. Tampa Bay with 76 wins has officially been eliminated. So,
Yeah, so it's New York, Boston, they're in, and then I think Cleveland and Houston play in a wild card best of three to see who moves on to play that next team
yeah.
because division wise, there's one, two.
They're
3
done 8
divisions.
games.
Yeah, no. I'm saying so. There's 3 divisions.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 2, 3 wild cards. I think I don't know because I think the wild card teams play to see who plays the division winner.
Oh, okay. Well, the fact is they're just running out of games. They only got 6 games left to
No,
play.
we lost.
The,
We needed to win
and,
versus we needed to beat Houston to bring them back down,
right.
and then Houston needed to lose to Seattle. Seattle beat Houston, but or no, I guess we needed Houston to beat Seattle after we beat Houston to keep it all together. But it didn't matter because we didn't do what we were
Yeah.
supposed to do in the first place. So I didn't see any of the games versus the Marlins, but hopefully they were playing a bunch of bombs and trying to give people opportunities to get
Uh,
like
nah,
rookies and backups and stuff like that.
the dang Marlins are fighting. The Marlins are fighting for a spot too. So like they're third in their division, or in the National League actually. So no, sorry. So they're third in their division. They're still kind of trying to fight for a spot as well. It's just I don't know. I haven't been
They 4
keeping up
games
with
back.
it.
They ain't got it. They're
Yeah,
below
but they
500.
still had something. They still had something to fight for. They hadn't been eliminated as of yet. So anyhow, all right, bro.
Yeah,
Ryder
embarrassing.
Cup. Looking for looking forward to it this Friday. I will. The timing is perfect for me. It'll be kind of like evening watching, so I'm looking forward to it. Um,
Yeah.
Now the afternoon sessions, I might have to catch the replay, but um, looking forward to it. Hopefully the U.S. does not come out like they did in 2023. That was embarrassing. We don't need a repeat.
Right. We're gonna have no, we're gonna have a lot of things to talk about next week, y'all.
No
And
doubt. No doubt.
hopefully it's all red, white, and blue. I don't know.
All
We'll
right,
see.
y'all. Bearder Bros Golf Show. I'm Rod.
And now Marcus.
Catch y'all next week.